You're staring at your exposure list like it's homework that you never wanted to do in the first place. Does that sound familiar? Because I know we use exposure and response prevention for OCD, but let's be real. It can be like watching paint dry because your anxiety is screaming at you.
Why are you doing this?
You know you're supposed to face your fears, but most days it seems like you're just stuck. Yeah, you touch the doorknob, you feel gross, you choose not to wash your hands, and you repeat it tomorrow. Wow, riveting stuff. And you're not going to see these benefits for a while. But what if I told you that there is a way to turn this dreaded fear list into something you actually want to do? Something so engaging that you might even look forward to tackling your fears. Because today I'm going to show you how to transform your boring exposure routine into something more important, a bingo game. And you'll want to play it. But first, let's talk about why exposure therapy makes you want to hide under a blanket in the first place. Because here's the thing about exposure therapy. It's basically asking you to do the exact thing you've been avoiding this whole time. And then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again. No wonder it feels awful. That's like saying jump into a really cold swimming pool, get out, sit for 30 seconds, and then do it again. Your body is going to go through a lot of shock, man. So let's say you have contamination OCD. You set up your exposure where you touch that doorknob, you don't wash your hands. All right, day one, your anxiety goes through the roof, but maybe you survive it. Day two, the doorknob is there. You feel some panic. You're waiting around for your anxiety to chill out. Maybe day three, you're already thinking, seriously? Again? I gotta do this again? Hopefully you're doing exposures more than one time a day. But there is a reason we repeat these exposures because we need your brain to learn something different about this. I'm gonna do this over and over and over and over until I really just don't care about it anymore. It's like being stuck in the world's most stressful Groundhog Day. The task doesn't change. There's no immediate payoff. You're basically volunteering to feel terrible. That's not exactly what I would call a good time. But here's what makes it even tougher. Anxiety takes a long time to go away. We're talking about sitting with pure discomfort. So why would you want to do it in the first place? Really, we're waiting for your brain to get the memo that you're actually safe. A lot of people start just saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do exposures anymore. And they just ditch their entire hierarchy list altogether. But here's what we know works. People stick with the hard stuff are the ones who get better. If you've never tracked your anxiety levels, it can be helpful, especially when you're doing exposures. This is how much my anxiety felt when I first started, and here's how long it took for it to maybe drop by at least half or more. And then let me see that again and again and again, you're gonna notice a difference. But sometimes exposures really just kind of become boring, and that's what this video is all about. We're gonna make things more fun. And I'm not talking about making light of your fears or pretending that OCD is just this fun old thing. I'm talking about using what we know to keep people motivated and to help you stick with something that is genuinely tough because you know it's tough. If you think about it this way, instead of a rigid list that makes you groan, what if you had a bingo card where each square was a different exposure? You never know which one you're gonna pick, so you don't really get stuck in a rut. I know with exposure hierarchies, we start with something small and we build up, but with this concept, we're just saying, doesn't matter, let's do any of it. Maybe you're doing this one, maybe you're doing this one, the one that you think is a 10 out of 10, maybe we're starting with that, but you're marking off the square when you do it. You want to get a bingo. You're building small wins, you're keeping things fresh, giving yourself a reason to keep going. And you're also teaching your brain that maybe one exposure isn't harder than another. I'm gonna give you some examples of what this looks like because I wanna show you what actually works. And speaking of things that work, I've put together a Master Your OCD online course. Go check that out. It's got the whole exposure plan and everything that you need to treat your own OCD. Go check out the description. Now let's get to the fun part, how to build your own exposure bingo card. Get excited, because we're gonna build this thing. You start by brainstorming specific situations that trigger your OCD. And I mean specific. Don't just write germs, write touch the gas pump handle, or use the office bathroom, or social anxiety. I'm gonna start talking to my friend Jill at work. I'm gonna make eye contact with the cashier. I'm gonna say hi to my neighbor. I am gonna go swimming with my friends. The more specific you get, the easier it is to actually do an exposure. You'll rate each one from 0 to 10. How much does this bring me anxiety-wise if I had to do it? You can even skip that step if you want to, since we're just putting them all on a bingo card. But if you do want to start smaller, you can. You might get all the things that are in the category of 1 to 4, and you're gonna make a bingo card out of those. I'm gonna put those all on different squares. Swimming with a friend, I'm gonna go read my scriptures, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You have all your different ideas there. And it doesn't even have to all stick with the same theme either. So you could grab a blank 5x5 bingo card. You can find templates online, or you could draw one and start putting them in. Mix it up. You could put easy ones next to hard ones, next to medium ones, and set a goal for yourself. I need to get a bingo by the end of the day. I need to get a blackout, but I need to get that by the end of the week. Your card might look like this. I'm gonna go touch the mailbox. I'm gonna pick up something from the floor. Use a public restroom. Cook chicken without excessively washing my hands. Send a text without using punctuation. Purposely not smile when I go sit by my spouse, so they think that maybe I'm angry. If relationship OCD is your thing, maybe you've got don't ask for reassurance. Read a breakup article and sit with those feelings. Notice an attractive person without analyzing what those feelings mean. For scrupulosity, you might put, hey, let a bad thought happen without trying to fix it, without praying. Maybe I'm going to skip one prayer time. Maybe I read my scripture verses backwards. Maybe I say a prayer wrong. The important part about exposures is we don't break our values or our morals. So keep that in mind. But here's an important part. When you're picking your square, stick with that exposure until the anxiety comes down. Don't just bail out because you feel uncomfortable. I mean, that's literally the point. Stick with it. You want your brain to learn that anxiety will fade all on its own without you having to do anything. So it's not just like, I'm gonna go give a high five to my mom and that's what I put on my thing. I'm done for the day. No, make it super meaningful. What phrases can I use? I might take all the threats that come to my mind and say, maybe, maybe not. Or, totally man, hope I get sick. Hope I spread this thing. Hope I contaminated them. That'd be great. Maybe I hit someone with my car. I don't know. Maybe I put them in the wrong relationship. Maybe I'll notice my breathing forever. That'd be so awesome. Whatever the specific fear is, we use the phrases. We don't use compulsions afterwards. If you really want to get into this, you're marking off these squares. You're taking a 5-minute break. Grab a snack. Go back, do it again. Maybe enable for you to cross off this box. You're doing it at least 5 times before you can even cross it off. Because a lot of these times, you're not just doing the exposure once, you're doing them a lot. So maybe you're not gonna fill out this bingo card until the one thing in that square doesn't bother you anymore. It actually can be pretty motivating. I think of it like a video game. There's that progress bar. You know how far you're going, you know how far you need to go. It actually keeps you motivated. You could do this on a physical card. You could print one out, find one that's digital. I bet you there's even an app where you can put these in and have it randomize it. This keeps it fun. Revisit the exposures. Even if you did it 2 weeks ago, try it again. See what happens. Building your exposure bingo card takes a bit of a setup and time, but it totally pays off. But here's the bottom line. Exposure therapy works when you actually do it consistently. The structure of your bingo card helps you stay consistent while keeping these things interesting. You might even find that it's helpful to find an incentive. Oh man, I filled out this whole line. It took me so long to do all these. This is my incentive. This is what I'm doing. You can even have your parents do it, your spouse, whatever. Hey man, if I get a blackout on this thing, you're buying me a Nintendo Switch. I mean, that's pretty that's expensive. It's expensive. Do something that's reasonable. But man, our brain is like, I want that thing. I'm gonna do this because it's so uncomfortable, but then you also get freedom. Intrusive thoughts slow down. How cool is that? Anxiety slows down. Again, I've got an ERP planning worksheet that's in my course. Down in the description, you can go check that out. And if you're still here at the end, good job. Can you comment the word bingo down there? I would love to see how many people just say bingo, 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 bingo. And people are like, what in the world? Why does it say bingo? Well, because you're creating a bingo card for your exposures. I'd love to even see them. And I'm about to call out the next bingo letters for you. W is for watch. V is for video. R is for right here. Watch video right here. Oh, watch the video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Now let's get to the fun part. Is it the fun part? I need to get a blackout. Is that what they call it? A blackout when you get all of them? I think so.